recording. Okay, so again, thank you all for being here today. This is a super exciting moment and the last, as I said, full moon of 2021. It's sort of officially tomorrow, but you can always tap into full moon energy a full 24 to 48 hours before and after. So this still feels like the perfect moment right before the weekend to kind of receive our full download and then move into that kind of final energy of the year, of the solar year, that is. So what's kind of exciting first and foremost is this full moon is actually also going to be directly opposite the galactic center this time around. That is the center of the Milky Way. So we're actually also going to be kind of pointing towards sort of the inner heart of our universe, and at the same time welcoming a really warm, kind of fuzzy heart healing, which also carries, I would say, a little mystery as well, a little bit of kind of that secret of the creation of consciousness, of universe to our personal consciousness. And so welcoming in that ability to tap in, if you connect to galactic energy, this is a great time to use that. We, of course, are still pulling from the previous Sagittarius solar eclipse. That was, the beginning of this cycle. Happy birthday to any Sagittariuses that are here. That Jupiter will be playing a role in this full moon, and that it's kind of happily providing a little bit more of that good luck, that prosperity, that happiness. We spoke last time of a lot of like abundance, a lot of, new opportunities, a lot of just the ability to kind of bring in the power to really be safe and secure in the present moment. So this is a wonderful time to really feel kind of good and to allow yourself that sort of easy joy, that kind of just like, I'm allowed to be happy, and that's wonderful, and kind of just being generous with yourself. Of course, we've also got Venus retrograde coming up that starts on Sunday. So there's the possibility, of course, that we will be kind of re-examining love in this time. We'll be re-examining our relations to others, and that's going to go deeply. That's going to go into the karmic. That's going to go into universe space, kind of universal, I guess I should say, conscious space. So if you're feeling like your heart has been feeling funny, if you've been feeling like your heart is kind of trying to talk to you more, yes, this is Venus retrograde. It'll be with us for a month. And yeah, there might be some anxiety and there might be some intensity to this. Pluto is around, so it's also kind of allowing for what we might feel is maybe a little bit of imbalance. But this is a really great time to just kind of examine what actually makes us feel imbalanced, and maybe by looking at this tension, we can allow for it to be released. But what's, like, of course, very exciting as well is the fact that we are working with Gemini energy today. So hello to any Geminis here as well. This is, of course, represented by the twins, one mortal and immortal. There's the balance here. There's the spoken, the kind of the happiness in relations, and also the energy of a balance between physical and spiritual, spirit and thought, spirit and mind, body and mind. It's about really that balance of the multiple selves. So I'm a Virgo, and I'm going to be bringing in Mercury energy. I won't go too much into it because I'm ready to get started, but one thing that's really great about Mercury is that he has many faces. So if you work with Old Norse stuff, he's Odin. If you work with ancient Egypt, he's Thoth or Tahot. If you work with the archangels, he is the angel Gabriel. So there's a lot of really kind of exciting ways to explore relationship to the mercurial, to the kind of trickster, ruler of wisdom, ruler of writing, ruler of travel, ruler of air. So we're going to have a little fun with that as well. And we're going to be doing some work with kind of the past lives, today, the Akashic records, mostly because Hermes and those Tahot are record keepers. So without further ado, thank you so much for coming to this space. I ask my production team to please play some music for us, and we're going to get started in the first meditation. At this time, you're welcome to get comfortable. You can sit down or lay down, and we'll move together. Today, we are beginning we hold this sacred space for each other, and we hold this sacred space for ourselves. We can allow ourselves a minute to be present, to be here, tapping into our awareness, tapping into our consciousness. And seeing it all as a close friend. Let's take a moment here to do some breath work together. We will breathe in to the count of 9, and then we'll breathe out to the count of 9. When I say 9, you'll breathe in. And when I say 9, you'll breathe out. Starting with 9, breathe in. 9, breathe out. 9, breathe in. 9, breathe out. We're going to keep going with this for a bit. When I say 9, breathe in. 9, breathe out. 9 and 9. 9 9 9. And one last final exhalation, letting it all out, the day, the moment, all of it. 9. Excuse my breathing or my whistling. We can let the breath return to normal here. We are going to become aware first of our own bubble, taking a minute to create our sphere of boundary and protection today. Creating a new space where nothing can come in or nothing can come out without our permission. We are held by the shielding of our guides and allies. We are one great sphere, orb of power and aura among many. And together we form a great sacred geometry, aligning as spirits and community, and welcoming together today an inner pause, a moment of reflection, a moment in which our mind's eye may see its own reflection. We are tapping into our innate power, our inner moon, our inner spirit. And if thoughts are arising now that do not serve us, we are returning to that innate spirit, returning to our own colorful aura, our own inherent true self. In our own true greatness, so that all else is cleared away. Let us all be overcome by the great delight of this moment, allowing ourselves to be aware of the now, and aware of the greatness in the fact that we are alive today. I see a hand raised. Can you check on the chat, please? Together, right now, our hearts beat as one. Let us now put all of our hands on a place in the body that feels right. You may want to place it on the sides of the head or the throat. I prefer to not cover the throat, preferably on the sides or on the stomach. We are going to tap in to our innate connection to the universal life force, to our lightning energy. If you are a Reiki practitioner, you can work with your symbols. And in this quiet moment of now, allow yourself to receive any healing downloads. I will be going through now and offering you some blessings. Offering the flame, the smoke of my ancestors, frankincense and myrrh, clearing you, and also blessing with sacred air, sacred smoke, sacred flame. removing all that takes from our joy. Above us is the antenna of the soul star chakra, our lightning rod, our receiver of divine purpose, divine messages. And so let us receive any divine energetic transmissions as we are in this place, in this time. Receiving from the full moon in Gemini, being with the healing and growing energy of God, Goddess, Creator, shining down as messages, images, symbols. Readying ourselves today so that we may fully be with our comfort, with our safety, whatever feels right to receive, wherever space feels comfortable for us, especially in this space that we have chosen to hold. May these downloads, may this energy come in for us. May we welcome that safety and that comfort into ourselves. Getting rid of the tension, getting rid of the energy of others, getting rid of the obsessions, getting rid of the heartache, healing the story. Surrounded in our bubble by the great and powerful energy of our own aura, which within a drop of a hat could be as tall as a building, as vast as the ocean. We, in this bubble, in this moment, reflect ourselves and shine in all directions. We're being awakened now to the master plan for our spirit, the full existence of self, as we are allowing for healing to the vessel, opening to the messages and journeys that the universe has taken us, will take us through and on into the journeys we currently walk. We are open to help in finding our way, to being in harmony with all the heavenly bodies, as well as with ourselves. We receive the nectar of Source, of God, Goddess, and of the elementals. Source breathes with us and through us. We breathe as Source breathes, and we release to bring in that stillness in which all things that are living possess. The air around us now is electrified, and we feel as if we are surrounded by the heavy weight of water. But this is the element and energy of the air. And it surrounds us like the heavy ceremonial ritual smoke of our ancestors at their altar. We are becoming aware of the space and air between our cells and molecules. Seeing that there is very little different between us and the reality around us. our existence and reality surrounds this air space, this air within and air without. We are one body in the great vessel, made of many bodies, as part of many bodies. There is great power here. We breathe, we live, we are alive. And our thoughts, our air is our sanctuary, our heart and home space. All else fades away. We are the air, and the air is us. We are falling into quiet trance with full awareness of self and of the present. We release the body now, the feet, the legs, the stomach, the heart, the eyes, and the scalp. Forehead. We are relaxing and refilling the body with soul energy and vibration until our focus turns towards the throat. As we are in this moment of the full moon in Gemini, let us take a moment now and breathe with the energy of the throat. letting any parts that feel broken or wounded, may they melt. We reawaken and revive the space of the throat, opening and unfreezing. If you want to touch the throat again, you can. I recommend the sides. So if you want to close it, that's okay too. Letting it all melt, letting it all be seen. From the end of the jaw to the back and the front of the throat, to the place where the neck meets the shoulders, the high heart. May we remember that our power is our word. Our word is our spells, our chants, our mantras. Our word is our manifestation of our thought and sound vibration. When we speak, when we sigh, when we exhale, we create our wondrous presence through our voice, our word, our sound vibration. voice is the past. The voice is the future. We are held through the particles of air. Our expression is contained in our essential air being. We are one self and one voice. The essence is the air. The air is the voice. And all are aligned for great happiness, abundance, strength, passion, and creativity. You may take a few more minutes here in this space, but this concludes our first meditation. We ask now for maybe 2 or 3 minutes of silence. If you would like to share, you can do so in the chat, but let's be respectful of where everyone is. Some may stay in meditation, some may need a break for water or notes. We'll keep the music on for now. And in a few minutes, we will return for our second meditation. Okay, I ask that the second music be turned on now. We're going to take some time now to reopen the space, recreate its sacredness, be in ceremony with each other and with this time. Readjust yourself, realign. We're going to take a minute now to clear the self, clear the thoughts again. When I say 9, we'll breathe in, and when I say 9, we'll breathe out. 9. and 9. 9. 9. Once more here, 9. 9. We'll take a moment now to acknowledge the great powers that be, the 7 directions, the north, the east, the south, the west, the below, the above, and the center. I call in my guides now: Mother Ishtar of Babylon, Father Ninurta and Girsu, Great Mother Hathor and Isis, Horus, Anubis. I call in the great faces of Mercury under this full moon: Hermes, Tehot, Thoth, Odin, the All-Father, calling in the great creator, Allah Al-Azim, calling in the goddesses, Shakti Ma, Durga Ma, calling in Mother Gaia, Pachamama, calling in our ancestors now, our animals, our spirit allies, our plant allies, our elemental allies. We honor through them all this prayer now to the great Mercury, great Thoth, Tehot, in great appreciation for this ceremony that we hold today. O twice great Master Thoth, the only God who has no equal, who sees and hears whomsoever passes, and who knows whomsoever is drawing near. You with the knowledge of everything that happens. You have made my heart walk upon your waters, and he who walks on your road will never stumble. We honor these beings. We honor the sacred in its many faces and its many names and its many helper spirits and allies and blessings and visions and messages. Thank you, thank you. And we also honor Great Grandmother Moon above us. She moves and we move with her. Appreciating all great sacredness, we tune in now, opening to the divine in you and the divine in me. May we all today receive a vision for this full moon in Gemini, so that we may be as we are meant to be and see what we are meant to see. Together, we can feel our spirits lifting up now, out of our bodies and carried by the winds of change to our place of vision. We may feel that our feet are winged like the shoes of Mercury, following the flowing wings of the great ibis Tehot, or carried by the ravens of Odin. And in our flight, our third eye is opening so that we may receive all downloads today. Together, we will find our temple of ancient knowledge today. It may appear as an ancient pyramid, or if you prefer, a place of your own ancestral healing, a hut, a home in the forest. But at the top, as with the pyramid, is a point focused directly on this galactic center and full moon. And let us take in this temple, this place for which we rest our heads and find our abundance and wisdom tonight under the sacred cosmic alignment of this full moon. We see it for all that it is. And when we are ready, we will enter. Inside is a place decorated for us and for our energy today. All symbols within speak to us in the language of visions and energies. We may notice that we shift even upon this entrance, so that as this temple is opening, we too have opened as well. This pyramid points us to the full moon and galactic heart. And so we welcome supercharged energies meeting us and covering us with a blanket of waves of the great core of the universe. The moon shines and radiates, and so does the true being of our cosmos. We are experiencing this magnificence, this presence tonight, this great beauty. As so many ancients, so many ancestors, so many spirit relatives have taken her in across generations. She aligns with us and we take her in, we drink her in. We are humbled beneath this great and ever-shifting energy of the moon. We are joining her in dream, for we, like her, go through many shifts and changes. And just as she watches over the land of the subconscious in dreams, so too do we find our place. And we honor that, like the moon, we all have our double-faceted self, our many-faceted self, our two faces, our two eyes. And we receive the wonder, the silver and gold, as we are travelers in the night, and so is she. This energy coming along our faces and our throats. We are open. We are in dreaming, in vision space, opening our center like French doors so that our heart of hearts and our true self can be reflected as Gemini in universe space. In this time of dream. We can acknowledge that this heart holds the energies of many people, parents, family members, lovers, friends, and perhaps even some enemies. We know that we hold their energy too. That they live in our minds as much as we live in theirs. Right now, that blending is becoming whittled away. Underneath that point at the top of our temple, our pyramid, so that we are becoming one central heart. Whole and complete with our many selves, our multi-chambered heart. We are becoming balanced in spirit self and physical self, centered self. And now we are becoming and we are being approached by great Mercury, Thoth, and these figures hold scrolls of your Akashic record. And these pages are opening. You are now receiving the wisdom, attunement, and activation meant only for you from a record that has many keys and codes for your full realized awakening according to the great master plan of the universe. Let these light codes, these activations relieve you, calm you, heal you as you are upgraded. And we may see in this record as well memories not just of this life, but of ancestors not in their wellness, or of our very own spirit's past lives. A part of yourself that has been asked to be healed in this lifetime and existence. For as we are coming to the darkest night of the year, we are here to celebrate the great moon in the sky, lighting the way for our dreams and revealing to us our full spirited self. This past life or this ancestor will show you what needs adjusting. And as we are seeing the difficulties are being released, sent to the moon and to the galactic center's heartbeat, As we see ourselves across these many dimensions, we continue to tap in to our heart's true center. We may see the dynamics that continue to repeat. And we breathe into the ending of these cycles. So that we can hold knowledge without holding the vibration, the sadness, the tension any longer. This is our voice across many lifetimes, and we are listening deeply. So that we can repair what is broken through the help of our Akashic Records wisdom, with the help of the full moon, with the great blessings of Mercury, of Thoth, of your allies and my allies, God, Goddess. Even if we do forget, we can still forgive the self. And even if we do forgive, we can choose to forget the hurt. For our own heart's sake, we carry so much, and we forgive the shoulders that have carried our burdens. For we understand that there is great abundance in all things. Even with our story, the abundance is true and real. There's an upgrade of luck and wealth and health and abundance here. Luck and health and wealth and abundance for our thoughts and for our voice. As we are allowing for the ability to bring in something new. We welcome in the blessing of creativity, the blessing of quick-wittedness. We welcome through our lives, through our present, through this alignment with our story of stories, our record of records, the ability to react, the ability to speak. Our truth is in our creativity. There's nothing for us to prove. There's always growth in everything that we do. And there is a safety in simply focusing on one attempt at a time. There's always growth in every creative endeavor. And we can create and recreate and create again with our word, with our willpower. From the Akashic records comes the ability to make something new so that we can create just as the world was created. For even the tricksters of Mercury have been tricked themselves. And we too can be tricked into belief of our voice, belief in our growth, belief in the ability to become someone new, and belief in our ability to make that new person every single moment. We become someone who is healed across all dimensions and lives and selves as we sit in the knowledge of the beauty of the creative act. We allow now for the moon to seal this melding of a new self so that we become saturated in our creativity. Saturated with the ease of creating the world that we want to live in. And now Mercury is closing his scrolls and placing our story in our own hands. For the yes, the rest has yet to be written. May we remember that all is changeable. Like the inner child, we can always play, always imagine, always find love in the difference between you and me, difference between me yesterday and me today. The great winds move through us, and we are one with the spirit of all things. And together we speak our new story into existence. I offer now my final prayer to Thoth as we close this ceremony. O twice great Master Thoth, the only God who has no equal, who sees and hears whomsoever passes, who knows whomsoever is drawing near. Your knowledge is of all, of everything that happens. You have made my heart walk upon your waters, and he who walks on your road will never stumble. O people living on this earth, and those yet to be born, ye who come to the mountain, ye who see all, may we be guided on the road of life Tohot, God of knowledge, you reward every act according to its own merit. As we act, so shall we be treated. To speak a good word is to build a monument, and happiness is to be found in observing Ma'at, the great balance of all things. You are the master of eternity. May we always be weighted in your scales with favor. Amen. Let us say goodbye now to this temple, to our allies, to Mercury, to the moon, to the galactic center. And slowly we can float back into this room and into this body and into this space. The music can stop here. I'm going to stop the recording.